So we start out this episode with some bad news. One of my favorite players in the league, Ja. I think that came from, if you're wondering, where the very annoying Ja comes from. I believe there was a broadcaster during Ja's reign at Murray State when he went to the March Madness and lit it up and was lighting it up that entire season. And Ja Morant did something incredible. And the guy was like, Ja! Like, he was just so enamored and shocked and was just like, could not believe that was Ja. So now that's how I say Ja now. Ja was having an epic season. Like, he was having a 50-1 MVP level MVP season. He was balling under every sense of the word, electric, bringing his team that was full of mediocrity right now. No Dylan Brooks because of injury. You've got Steven Adams, who has been underwhelming, not just medium whelming, but underwhelming, very underwhelming. He was averaging 24, 6, and 7 for the Grizzlies. 24, 6, and 7. Leading a team to beat the Cavs, no shade. I mean, they're being good right now. Clippers, Warriors, they're one of two teams that have beaten the Warriors this year. Nuggets with Jokic and the Jazz. How good is Ja? How good was Ja? Well, Ja coming into this NBA career was seen as too little. Little, tiny Ja. Powerful, strong, bouncy-ass Ja. Ja was co-leading the league in points inside the paint at 6 feet with stair steppers on. Like, he's 6 foot flat. Like, he's tiny. He's co-leading points in the paint, scoring 16 points a game in the paint, tied with Anthony Davis, who's a 7-footer. That is fucking remarkable. That needs its own. Just pause for a second and think about a kid who the world told was too small to play in the NBA at all because they were worried he wouldn't be able to finish around the rim. And then Ja is leading the league in points in the paint. Are you fucking kidding me? He is unstoppable. Was unstoppable. I haven't seen this since probably like AI or Derrick Rose. Like, and Ja's AI size. That he's like a little baby AI out there, and it's been fun. And now we are all fucked because we don't get to see Ja this season, probably for the foreseeable future. Left knee injury on a non-contact play just a few days ago. 3 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter against the Hawks. By the way, your girl had the Hawks, I want to say, +6. They won that game by 40. So no Ja and no wins for the Memphis Grizzlies. So yeah, it was a wild game. And this team is not good without Ja. I tell you what, my goodness, it looked bad. The injury looked frightening. It set the internet on a blaze. Everybody's, oh my God, shut the NBA down if Ja can't play anymore. That's what he stepped on an opposing player's foot and his other knee popped. And let me tell you, well, I thought we lost Ja Morant for a long ass time. Everyone was like, is Ja Derrick Rose? Like, is this the last time that we saw Ja like this? Derrick Rose was tremendous in the paint. He was electric, dunked on people, did these very explosive moves. And then it was gone, just like that. Like, it evaporated into thin air, and now we see Derrick Rose, the mid-range master. I don't want to fucking see Ja Morant in the, mid-range Ja. Like, that's gross. I do not. I love Ja. He's got tremendous footwork, and I like what Derrick Rose has become, but it's not the same. No shade. You are not the same player where you were MVP. Derrick Rose, the MVP player, and that's what we saw in Ja. No one wants that for Ja. Certainly not the Memphis Grizzlies. Certainly not. So the news came out recently, just today, that Ja's injury was just a sprain. Thank God. That breathed, everyone, NBA collectively, breathed a sigh of relief. I was holding my breath all weekend, wondering about Ja. Grizzlies coach Taylor Jenkins said Ja avoided any tears or ligament damage to his left knee and added that there is no official timetable for his return. That's what he said. We're so thankful we avoided a significant injury. We expect a full recovery, thank fucking God. And this is nothing long-term we should be worried about. Let's go. Thank God Ja is okay. If he can come back in time for a playoff push, I tell you what, I'd rather see that than Anthony Davis and these old-ass scrubs and LeBron James. I want to see Memphis take the Lakers out. Grizz can cause some damage. Boy, you saw what they did against the Warriors last year. They knocked them down a peg last game of the season. Then the Warriors needed to end up being in the spot where they had to go against the Lakers. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And now on the flip side of the coin, we have another injury. Michael Porter Jr., another tremendous talent, another player that is very unique. Like, there's not a lot of guys that play like Michael Porter Jr. He is 6'10", smooth. Like, he should be a 4, and he's like a 2 or 3. He plays like KD. Not as good, obviously, at all, but ruh-roh. Like, this is, for those who don't know, Michael Porter Jr. has a history of back problems. And here we go again. Same old thing. For those who haven't been following his career, the reason he fell to number 14th in the draft was because he had a back injury. Because at Mizzou, he didn't play a fucking game. Like, he's had issues where we worried that the Nuggets were taking a flyer on him where he might never play basketball again. Like, the fact that he even got taken 14th was a stretch. People thought that was a reach. And back injuries are no joke. I tell you what, I bought a new mattress Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale because I am not fucking around with this little foam thing that they try to sell you where there's a mattress in the box. I'm not trying to, like 30 years from now, I'm not going to be like, well, I didn't want to pay $2,800 for that mattress, so I bought the $475 foam thing that said it was warranted for 10 years, and now I'm walking like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, I don't want that. Have you ever seen a good-looking person walk like the Hunchback of Notre Dame? No, you haven't. Why? Because they are no longer attractive. They automatically just shrink into, like, that witch that's trying to poison the princess with the apple soup or whatever it is. Whatever the story is, you know what I'm talking about. Back to MPJ and the Nuggets. There was so much optimism coming into this year for him. That was a side road. Not only did MPJ sign a 5-year rookie scale max extension in the offseason, guaranteed for just shy of $150 million. It's bad luck that all of a sudden now he's not playing basketball anymore, but damn. He balled the fuck out when Jamal Murray went down. He was killing it. He was shooting like almost 50% from 3. Let that sink in. He was shooting almost 50% from 3. He averaged 19, 7, and 1 on the year. 46% from 3. Everyone was like, oh, is he a young sniper? Is he a young chameleon in the Is he a young reptile in the mix? He's like a less ashy Kevin Durant. Sadly, though, the back issues are back. Terrible news. At first, it seemed like he might not need surgery, but Mark Bartelstein told Adrian Wojnarowski today he is undergoing surgery to repair the nerve damage in his back on Wednesday and will miss the remainder of the season and potentially even longer. I hate that. That's awful. MPJ, unique kid. Unique talent. Say what you will about his COVID conspiracies. He's a fun player to watch when he's on the court. I tell you what. It's now rut-row time for the Nuggets. They've lost 6 straight. I mean, this is now the end. Let me just say, this is now, make it very, very clear, the Nugget season is over. It's over. Like, you've lost, like, I don't want to overstate PJ Dozier ACL tear, but he's a piece, right? You lost him just recently. You lost Jamal Murray. He's back. He's back who knows when. Not this year. Michael Porter Jr., yeah, probably next year. Maybe if you made it to the finals, he would be back, but I doubt that. Now you've lost. Yes, now MPJ gone. You literally are just rocking out with Aaron Gordon's inflated contract and Facundo Campazzo, and Jokic has been missing time. It's like Jokic, nurse yourself back together, man. Like take it slow. This team's going absolutely nowhere this year. Let me just say, it's not happening. This is not a recipe for success. Very sad for a season that ended up starting out with a lot of excitement. They won a lot of games to get in the beginning of they were the top of the West at one point. So all of that to say, although the Nugget season is over, 20 games in the season, unless they make some crazy Ben Simmons trade, which you never know. Who knows? Who knows? If Daryl Morey's willing to wait 2 years, why not get Michael Porter Jr., put him on ice instead of Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons at least could play right now. Here's hoping, though, that MPJ returns from surgery at full capacity because without him, the NBA is just not as fun.